Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah, wa salatu salam ala Rasulullah. We continue reading from Imam Al-Ghazali's The Jewels of the Qur'an, Jawahir al-Qur'an. And we have reached the Surah Al-Nahl, Surah of the bees. And of this surah he chose 49 verses. God's command comes. أتى أمر الله فلا تستعجلوا. So do not seek to hasten it. In brackets, it was inserted here, God's command of punishment. High be He, exalted. Glory be to Him. Subhanahu wa ta'ala amma yushrikun. High be He, exalted above that which they associate with Him. They, the polytheists. He sends down the angels with revelation by His command on whomsoever of His servants, that is men, in brackets, on whomsoever of His servants He pleases, directing, warn people that there is no God but I, so keep your duty to me. ينزل الملائكة بالروح من أمره على من يشاء من عباده أن أنذروا أنه لا إله إلا أنا فاتقون. من عباده here men, either the translator intended men as male or men as human beings. Each one could serve a purpose. The Qur'an itself is for all, but the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is a human being and is a man in the sense of male. One might ask the question, is this a discrimination or something? No. Just think about, for example, had the Prophet been a woman and she is still having her monthly period and she would be absent from the mosque for extended periods. She got married and she gave birth and she'll be taking care of herself. And of course, all these hormonal changes and the physical needs. No, it's not discrimination. Just let's stop. Basically, there are already half, more or less, half the people on earth are men. Let's not make the other half men too. Just allow the woman the room to be woman. As simple as that. And that's really honoring them. That's dignifying them. I saw once, it's a very sad scene, really. A woman, it was practically probably after midnight, late, and I was, and that was in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and she was working literally manual. They were simply paving the road, so she was carrying asphalt and working with asphalt, hot, is this really the equality? And of course, don't think that she did this because she's a feminist, or she must have been really in dire need to do such a job and such a shift. It's very sad, really. He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so He, God, has created the heavens and the earth in accordance with the requirements of truth and wisdom. High be He exalted above that which they, the polytheists, associate with Him. He has created man from a drop of sperm, and lo, he becomes a manifest adversary, just forgetting how his beginning, and of course forgetting also his end. Becoming an adversary. خصيم مبين. خلق الإنسان من نطفة خلق الإنسان من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين. And now we come to the to cattle, الأنعام here. He has created cattle. They are a source of warmth and benefit to you, or for you. And you also eat their flesh, their meat. There is beauty in them for you when you bring them home in the evening, and when you drive them forth to pasture in the morning. They carry our loads to a place which you could not reach without great hardship to yourselves. Surely your Lord is compassionate, ever merciful. He has created horses, mules, and asses, that you may ride them, and also an adornment. And He will create for the purpose of other means which you do not yet know. Now, if we think about the cattle, of course, you raise cattle because of the need. Say, if you talk about sheep, for example, the Qur'an mentions both the function, that which fulfills the basic needs, first of all, different functions. Food, for example, definitely when it speaks about their meat, وَمِنْهَا تَأْكُلُونَ, but also their milk. And the warmth could be their wool, for example. That's only an example. And I'm going to skip وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا جَمَالٌ. I'll be back to it in a second, inshallah. I'm skipping the adornment part, and then it is mentioned the beauty, the aesthetic, and it does speak about the carrying your heavy loads. And other than cattle wal-an'am, well, added to that is the verse talks about the horses, the mules, and the donkeys, to ride on them, but also an adornment. So before and after beauty, and then ultimately also the adornment. Let's think about the just to help understand what's going on. If we could think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Maslow's pyramid, Maslow's, and it is almost 80 years old. The first level is the physiological needs, such as food. The second level is safety. Third level, belonging and love. Fourth level is esteem. Fifth level is cognitive. Sixth level is the aesthetic, and it's before the self-actualization and ultimately the transcendence. The first two, in the Quran, لإلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من الجوع وآمنهم من الخوف. So subhanAllah, the Quran, I'm not supporting, the idea is that here we have the Quran 14 centuries before Abraham Maslow's pyramid or hierarchy of needs, mentions the أطعمهم من الجوع, food first, وآمنهم من الخوف, security, safety. And here in this we have twice we have beauty ولكم فيها جمال حين تريحون وحين تسرحون. So other than the function, other than the food, other than the warmth, you have the aesthetic, and of course it cannot be number one. Somebody is it love or is it bread before love? Sometimes no, really, for human needs it is bread first. People don't worry about aesthetics if you are think about refugees who cannot find enough to eat, and think about now the second level. If there is no safety, there is no security. Aesthetics, they really literally, this is, one can put on the back burner, but it's a very beautiful thing in the Quran that we have here, the that which is functional. Of course, even the aesthetics, that it does serve a purpose. These cattle and these animals. وعلى الله قصد السبيل ومنها جائر ولو شاء لهداكم أجمعين. God points out the right way. Some ways are devious. Had he enforced his will, he would have guided you all. هو الذي أنزل من السماء ماء لكم منه شراب ومنه شجر فيه تسيمون. هو الذي أنزل من السماء ماء لكم منه شراب ومنه شجر فيه تسيمون. So it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He it is who sends down water from the clouds for you. You drink from it, and with it grows trees. That is here in brackets shrubs. Really, it's women who shajar. It doesn't say shrubs in Arabic. It is shajar, trees. Just leave it. It's just like the story of Adam alayhi salam, when he was warned against eating from the prohibited tree in the garden. Everything was lawful except for one specific tree. And some scholars, some people just busied themselves asking what kind of tree, and they started basically conjectures. Really, it's a tree. It's a specific tree. The most important thing is that he was really prohibited from eating from that particular tree. When Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, it becomes a way of life. It becomes a methodology of dealing with divine commandments. When Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam asked his really conveyed the message to he conveyed that to his people. إن الله يأمركم أن تذبحوا بقرة, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding you to slaughter a cow. It's baqara, it's nakira, there's absolutely no qualification whatsoever except that it's a cow. They started asking questions. What is it? What is its color? You know, it's a methodology, and they talk about themselves until today. If two of them discuss something, argue about something, debate something, they say that they come up with three opinions. They come up with three opinions. The Islamic way is that just simply submit yourself. There's no need for you to, if it's really that clear, there's no need for qualification, no attributes. ومنه الشجر. Okay, فيه تسيمون. Because if you think that it is the shrubs, so that the cattle would eat, camels can eat also from tall trees. Even goats, they can climb. Probably you have never seen a picture of goats on climbing trees, and they stand tall on the hind legs in order for them to eat from the leaves. This is the meaning of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked him about his staff, his stick. He said, part of what he said, وَأَهُشْ بِهِ عَلَى غَنَمِي, this is really hitting the trees to bring down the leaves for the cattle, for the animals to eat. And remember that that the prophets were shepherds, so shepherding animals and then shepherding people, training in a sense. So, and with it grows trees on which you pasture your cattle. With it he grows for you corn, the olive, the date palm, the grape, and all other kinds of fruits. ينبت لكم به الزرع والزيتون والنخيل والأعناب ومن كل الثمرات إن في ذلك لآية لقوم يتفكرون. الزرع, translating that as corn, there's no need. For first of all, zara is a general category. It's about that which you plant. It could be corn, it could be oats, it could be wheat, it could be barley. Zara, it's general, and specifying it as corn. There's nothing to do to linguistically and the etymology of the word zara. It's that which is planted. Zurra, zara, yazra, zira'atan, yazra, zar'an. And that is indeed a sign, meaning of Allah's existence, power, and wisdom, subhanahu wa ta'ala, for a people who reflect. He has constrained to your service the night and the day, and the sun and the moon. The stars too are constrained to your service by his command. Surely, in all this there are indeed signs of a people who make use of their understanding. This taskhir, this availing, this service, this um, constraining all that for the service human being in order to fulfill the vicegerency, the khilafah. This is not the political office time and again. Politics is part of the picture, but it's not cannot be reduced to the khilafah cannot be reduced to politics. And this is why the even the political office, some people have very simplistic understanding of the khilafah. And the Khalifa, if you think about Sayyidina Bakr as-Siddiq, radiallahu anhu, or Sayyidina Umar, radiallahu anhu. Sayyidina Bakr as-Siddiq simply he became the Khalifa over the head of state, if you will, over people who were the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. So there's a big difference. The Khalifa does not have a magic stick. He does not have a magic stick. There will still be a Khilafah, the political office. There's a prophecy about a Khilafah. But it's not a magic stick. إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. People need to change their hearts, to change their conditions, change. And subhanallah, think about the day and the night. The night is really for rest. The day is for work. It doesn't mean that it is against religion to work at night. Sometimes it's very necessary. It's necessary to have police in every city at night. It's important and vital, and something that we cannot give up, to have the fire department working 3 shifts. Accidents happen at there is no specific time that you cannot simply say have a fire, an arson, only during the I hope not, only during the day. So there are jobs that emergency rooms at hospitals. This is why there are surgeons on call, because things happen. But in general, for the rest of the population, there is no need to stay up at night and sleep during the day. Some people do that in Ramadan. They stay up until Fajr and they sleep and just wake up to breakfast. And this taskhir, in every single natural phenomenon, there is a service. There is something that is of benefit to us. And if you think about the stars, you need to be able to read the stars in order to understand. The sailors at sea in the old days, no GPS. The stars at night would direct them, would give them a sense of direction. They knew how to read the sky. And the contemporary person neither reads the sky nor the land. simply. If there is no GPS, then people will be lost, and there are mega cities, very large cities with very sophisticated, uh, complicated streets. What happens if the GPS stops working? Only a few days ago there was a problem with the with Microsoft program, and thousands of flights were cancelled because of that, trains, etc. So that which is in the sky, but also then it moves to the earth, and then to land, and then to the sea. وما ذر لكم في الأرض مختلفا ألوانه إن في ذلك لآية لقوم يذكرون وهو الذي سخر البحر لتأكلوا منه لحما طريا وتستخرجون حلية تلبسونها وترى الفلك مواخر فيه وتبتغوا من فضله والله ولعلكم تشكرون. I think we should stop here. But so we have basically the sky is serving us, the land is serving us, and the sea is serving us. We should be thankful. Literally, we should be thankful for all of these and much more. So inshallah we'll catch up with details, because it goes back to mention literally what I have just mentioned about using the stars to find one's way, the map of the universe. So inshallah, until the next session, subhanakallah wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.